All right, guys, today we're talking about area of a circle. Mine's kind of cut off, but hopefully you've written yours on there. I know they're still kind of messed up. So, finding an area of a circle can be hard because we can't really measure the arc lengths because it's a circle, doesn't have those edges for us to use. So the way we measure an area of a circle is with the formula A equals pi r squared, where pi is either 3.14 or 22 over 7, and r equals radius. It looks very similar to what we did with circumference, where we already know that these two could be pi. So we're going to try two different ways today to find area of a circle, and we're just using a formula, so I'm not really going to get too into this. This is telling me that a circular bucket has a radius of 6 inches. They want to know what is the area of the bottom of that bucket. So basically I have a circle that's got a radius, so from the center to the outside, of 6 inches. They want to know what is the area of that circle. The first way we're going to do it is to use 3.14 for pi. So I'm going to write my formula. Area equals pi r squared. And I'm going to rewrite it substituting what I could add for my variables. Pi is going to be 3.14. And then r squared, radius is 6 squared. So I can't really do what's inside my parentheses. So my next thing I'm going to look at is exponents. I do have an exponent. 6 to the second power is equal to 6 times 6, which is 36. So I'm going to write my pi again, because I didn't do anything with it, times 36. I don't know that one off the top of my head, so I'm going to kind of come over here. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. I move over a place, so I add a placeholder. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. When I add these together, 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 and 2 is 10. 8 plus 1 plus 4 is 13. And 1 plus 1 plus 9 is 11. Now, I have two numbers after my decimal, so I'm going to move my decimal 2 spaces. So my area is going to equal 113 and 400ths, and this is in inches. And since I'm talking about area, those need to be inches squared. So that's one way to go about doing it. It's mostly just plugging numbers in and doing the problem. Another way to do it is to use that, I'm going to draw a line here, where pi equals 22 over 7. So let's go ahead and try that. We're going to have area equals 22 over 7 times 6 squared. Area equals 22 over 7 times 36. Okay. Again, I need to write that as a fraction. So I'm going to have 22 over 7 times 36 over 1, because that equals 36 wholes. And then I need to do my multiplication. 7 times 1 is 7. And I don't know 22 times 36 off the top of my head. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. I move over a place, so I add a placeholder. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm going to add these together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 3 plus 6 is 9. 1 plus 6 is 7. So I'm going to put 792 over 7. I'm not finished yet, because now what I have to do is I have to turn this improper fraction into a decimal, or a whole number. So let's go ahead over here, and we're going to do 792 divided by 7. Okay, so 7 goes into 7 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. When I subtract, I get 0. Bring down my 9. 7 goes into 9 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. When I subtract, I get 2. Bring down my next 2. 7 goes into 22 3 times. It gives me 21. When I subtract, I get 1. I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. 7 goes into 10 one time. 1 times 7 is 7. Bring down my 0. 7 goes into 30 4 times. I'm going to get 28. And it's going to be 2. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to keep going on and on and on forever, so I'm actually going to stop there. Where my area equals about, not exactly, 113.14 inches squared. Now I want you guys to look real quick here. I have two different numbers. Pretty similar, they're only off by a tenth, but they are different. The reason they are different is because 3.14 and 22 over 7 are not quite the same. They're really close until about pretty far down the line as far as place value goes, like 5 or 6 places after the decimal. So my answers will be slightly off. Either one would work. Down here, you guys are going to be responsible for finding the area of 12 circles. You can use fraction, you could use decimal, whichever way you want. I personally like the decimal because it's one less step. I'm just multiplying. Here I have to multiply and divide it out. I do want to point something out. On 2, 5, 7, 9, and 10, you're not given the radius. You're given the diameter. And we should know by now that the diameter is twice as long as the radius. So anytime they give you the radius of a circle, you have to figure out, okay, what's half of that? So here, the radius is going to be half of 18.4. So the radius is 9.2. Down here, if the diameter is 20 meters, the radius is half of that, so it's going to be 10 meters. So anytime you have a diameter, you need to figure out the radius first before you can plug that into your formula. All right, guys, good luck. Just this side, don't worry about the back.